Curious how advisors are leveling up beyond ETFs and mutual funds? In this video with Vanguard's Ben Hammer, we're diving into direct indexing. Let's unpack the potential power behind the approach and why it's catching fire.
Now to get started, at its simplest level, personalized indexing is a portfolio of individual stocks in a client's account, similar to an SMA. The portfolio is managed to track an index, and the manager of that account, maybe Vanguard, picks a representative sample of securities that together ideally deliver the full return of the index. But because the client owns the shares of the underlying securities rather than the pooled vehicle like a fund or an ETF, advisors can take advantage of two main benefits with direct indexing. First, better after-tax returns, and second, more customization options. Now, personalized indexing isn't new. It's been around for more than 30 years. But most of that time, the strategy was only available to institutional investors because it was a slow manual process. Over the last decade, a couple trends in the industry have allowed direct indexing to move down market. Technology that automates aspects of personalized indexing, making the strategy more scalable and cost-effective, is one major trend. Secondly, the change in the industry that brought transaction costs down from 20 to 5, ultimately to 0, has made it much more scalable for clients that are below a certain level of institutional investments. And finally is the end client demand, right? Clients today expect more personalization in more parts of their life, and their portfolio is part of that. We talk about Amazon and Netflix, but ultra high net worth clients are looking for more personalization within their portfolios, particularly when it comes to after-tax returns and values-based investing. Now, turning to the panel, Ben, you're out with clients every day, right? When you talk to advisors about personalized indexing, can you give us a double click on some of those benefits?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you really did a great job summarizing what direct indexing is, and let me tell you a little bit more about how it works. And I think if you could bring up one of the slides that we had prepared, this one in particular, if I was in an advisor's shoes, bringing this idea to a client relationship, I get it. It sounds a little bit unusual to say, hey, you might need to move from ETFs and mutual funds and now buy this portfolio of individual securities. But this slide in particular might take some of the mystery around what this is, how this works. What you're looking at here is how underneath the hood of all index funds, people aren't seeing some of the individual stock volatility that always exists. And so you see this S&P 500 return chart is showing the line there, which is the annual return of the S&P. And you can kind of see generally it's up, which is excellent news for all of us. But also what percentage of the stocks, which is represented by each bar, so the green bars, what percentage of the stocks for that given year were positive, and then the yellow bars, how many of those were negative? The major takeaway and the lens that your clients probably haven't seen before is even though the stock market overall, that index is positive, there's lots of stocks every single year that are down. And so direct indexing is just making good use of that reality. It's a mechanical advantage. We know some stocks are going to be up, some stocks are going to be down. We love all the great things about indexing. Let's make that reality work for us. We'll tax loss harvest some of those securities that are down to create losses that will then be able to offset gains in that client's account.
That's great, Ben. The slide that we had up there was really looking at annual volatility, right? Can you talk a little bit about the benefit clients receive from more frequent tax loss optimization or tax loss consideration up to daily, like VPI works through?
Yeah, I mean, the frequency of this evaluation period is really a big deal. Every advisor out there certainly has thought about tax loss harvesting and no doubt has a great process to do that on their portfolio today. But you know, it takes a lot of time and effort to monitor holdings and to know exactly when to jump in.
Be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more advisor-focused insights. And if you want to keep learning, find more webinars at the link below.